In 2013, a man named Andrew Snelling requested access to a certain area of the Grand Canyon. He had hoped to study some of the rocks in this area and find new information about the canyon. However, there was one problem. Snelling was a creationist. He believed that God had created the universe in a 7-day period. This worried evolutionists, as they thought that any discovery made by Snelling could possibly discredit their views. So they decided to reject his request, and in doing so, actively discriminated against him because of his beliefs. My name is Bradley Hostetter, and over the course of this presentation, I'll be looking at how creationists have been treated unfairly by the scientific community. I'll be looking at how this occurs and why it needs to be stopped. Now that I've explained the purpose of this presentation, I'll go over the need for change in this situation. Creationists need to be treated with more respect by the scientific community. Creationists aren't given the time of day by normal scientists, even though they have much to offer in terms of accountability and new discoveries. Creationists are often under much more public scrutiny than a normal scientist would be. This helps them to put more effort and thorough quality into their work. Because of this, the work that creationists do is sometimes more thorough and more effort has been put into it than a normal scientist would. As I mentioned, creationists are under intense scrutiny and have to be very thorough with their work. This often leads them to find problems with the work done by conventional scientists who don't have to put as much effort in because they aren't as worried about public ridicule. The competition that creationists bring to the scientific community would help to promote a better work ethic. Now that we've looked at why creationists deserve respect, let's look at how this could be put into action. Evolutionists need to accept that creationists can be beneficial to the scientific community and can make good discoveries. Creationist discoveries should be given more publicity and shouldn't be brushed off by the rest of the scientific community. The scientific community has been quick to discount the discoveries made by creationists in the past. The scientific community is so blinded by the fact that creationists believe differently that they forget that these creationists can make significant discoveries. The fact that creationists believe differently can help them to ask questions that normal scientists wouldn't think to ask. They can come up with interesting hypotheses and new ideas. This can help to solve problems faced by the scientific community or can provide insight into different subjects. Now let's take a look at what this newfound respect would look like. There would be many positives into accepting creationists as real scientists. Creationists would be able to present new hypotheses and ideas. If creationists and evolutionists were able to work together, they would be able to check each other's work or provide insight on certain topics, and altogether it would just promote the advancement of science. Let's look at why action is to be taken to ensure that creationists are treated fairly. There are instances of discrimination against creationists, and this needs to be taken care of. Creationists have been denied job opportunities or denied opportunities of study. Not only is this discriminatory, but it prevents good science from being performed. A more accepting stance towards creationists should be taken by the scientific community. Creationists hold the reputation of being religious nuts that believe in nothing but fallacies, but this generalization has no grounds. Creationists make significant points and plausible hypotheses. When creationists explain their work, it often wows audiences who originally had low expectations. In conclusion, Christians are often treated unfairly by evolutionists. The beliefs held by creationists often make them easy targets. The fact that their beliefs differ from those of mainstream evolutionists often opens them up to injustice. Just like Martin Luther dreamed that one day his children would be able to be judged by their character and not by the color of their skin, my dream is that creationist scientists would be treated fairly and with respect so that we may all see the benefits.